All right, welcome to episode number 2 of Coffee with Coaches. I'm already messing up. We changed our location today. We went to the same coffee place, but now we're on campus. We're in the presidential conference room. So you all are getting the presidential treatment on this episode today. So I'm Coach Derek Stevens, head track and field, assistant cross country. This is
I'm Coach Tad Hulst. I'm the head cross country assistant track and field coach.
And this newcomer to this week's episode,
Coach Sycamore, the throwing coach.
Coach Sick is what we call him for short. Yes. So today, like I said, we went back to Java City. That's in our Basil Coffee Hall here on campus. I'm drinking cinnamon spice latte. It's been a spicy week for me so far, so why not have some spicy coffee to go with? What do you got, Coach?
The go-to, the white mocha.
I went basic with the vanilla cappuccino.
So the first time he's basic, second time he's basic. At some point I'm going to be basic, but it's past fall and I can't get my pumpkin spice, so I'm probably out of basic season right now. So we had our first track meet of the season, of the
New Year.
There we go. The new year. This past Saturday we went to St. Ambrose University. I think we had an awesome meet overall.
Totally.
Yeah. It was. We said we had to cancel our first meet last week with weather. We didn't want to risk traveling in those conditions, and so we didn't get a rust buster like we planned. So this turned into our rust buster, but I think the kids competed way beyond it just being a rust buster meet. I mean, they went in and did everything we asked and more. And in my 3 years, I felt like it was the best first meet we've had.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sick, what did you think? How'd the throwers do?
Good. They had a lot of pent-up energy from having to cancel the last meet, so they were excited to get out and actually get some marks in. We had 2 ladies that are returning from serious injuries. Oceana tore her ACL last year, and last year. So she went through the full year, and she is getting her groove back. She's finding her old self. Posted about 3-4 inches away from her old PR before she hurt her knee. Another stellar performance was Lauren Wilson. She came back from a high ankle sprain. She's been out of practice for about 10 weeks. Only had 6 practices before the meet. Very limited lifting, and she went out, had about a 6-7 foot PR, number 4 in school history, and locked and loaded for conference.
That's awesome. The look on Lauren's face, like the smile that she had, after when I talked to her, was amazing. Like that, I loved seeing that, on her face this weekend. So
she talked about it. She's still talking about it to this day. She's still talking about it.
Yeah. What about on the distance side, Coach? how'd you feel?
It was good. Obviously, we were highlighted with an A standard in school record by Annie Ertz in the 1K. She led wire to wire. Broke school record by Catherine Vanderpool from last year. So when you do that, that's a very good start.
Yeah.
And first time stepping on an indoor track of the season to go wire to wire like that is really impressive. And she had a huge lead-off leg in her 4x8 earlier in the day too. So she's in a really good spot. That was awesome to see. I think Jacob Blackman again continued, what he did in cross country, and he had a big day, 3 events, and closed out his 3rd event, the toughest one of them all, with the 5K, and with a huge PR and number 3 all-time mark in school history, and got the event win. So ran 15:37. So that was a huge race for him, and I think a good confidence builder with having a big load on the day and doing that. We also had a lot of freshmen that did really well. I think Hallie Kephart running her first 5K on the track indoors. 25 laps for a freshman to run 5K, first time stepping on a track is brutal. Yeah. And she ran it like a vet. She clicked off her splits and worked her way through the field and ran really smart. So I thought that was a great race to see, and our mid-distance crew, they got out after it. They put themselves in positions where they needed to be and finished strong. And I think I like the spot that we're in.
Good. On the jump and sprint side, we had a lot of good things happen too. I guess kicking it all off, we had Luke Nicholson. He's a transfer into Mount Mercy last season, and he set school records in the triple jump, breaking his old school record, and the high jump, breaking his old school record, and actually won the high jump. And the special thing about that is this high jump and the triple jump were going on at the same time. So me and our other assistant coach were texting each other saying, send him over or send him this way. So he was running back and forth trying to get to each event, and to take second place in the triple jump and first place in the high jump is huge when you're trying to run back and forth like that. On the track, we were setting PRs left and right, it feels like. We have a sophomore, Becca. She tore her hip labrum last year and had labrum surgery. And for her, this is her second collegiate meet, and she ran better than she did in December. So a lot of really good things are going on. All across the board, I think that it was an awesome weekend. Like, I don't have any downsides from the weekend. I don't have anything that I'm like, oh, I wish we would have done that a little bit better. So I feel really good about that. I almost forgot, on Friday night, Rachel competed in the pentathlon. We had really strong performances from what I said. There's a huge increase of performance from last year to this year. We are going to go try it again. We hit the B standard, so we already qualified into nationals, but we want to go for a little bit more. So we're going to go this weekend on Friday to Wartburg. They're having a pentathlon. They got 11 girls that I think are going to give Rachel some go, and I think that we're going to see her jump into, right now I think she's sitting 12th, jumping into a top 10 mark in nationals in the pentathlon. So excited for what we had going on. And like Six said, there's a lot of pent up energy, and I think that's just going to continue to just go out the rest of the indoor season. We talked about weather messing up. So you probably noticed we didn't do a coffee with coaches last week because I feel like we spoke too early and we were super excited for the first meet, and then the snow came and we literally tried everything to go to that meet, and we were going to Wartburg and the roads just were terrible. It wasn't going to happen, so we had to pull out of that meet. And we talked about also giving you all an insight into what we deal with as coaches and like what we talk about. Our schedule is going to be changing now that we had a meet that we had to miss. So this upcoming weekend, we were supposed to travel to Grinnell, and that's not going to happen anymore. We're actually going to change and go to the Wartburg Select meet. That's in Waverly, so it's a Friday, Saturday meet. There's going to be some really good competition, and we'll get another shot at the 600 and the 1,000 meters that we weren't going to get the rest of the season. So we made the change because that was going to be in the best interest of the athletes and getting them prepared for the conference meet and the type of competition they were going to see at the conference meet. So what I've learned as I've been a coach is that you have to write everything in pencil. You can't write it in pen because you'll be erasing things quite frequently and making changes. So I think that this way we all sat down and chat and talked, and this is probably going to be the best bet to really get some more national qualifying marks and more conference marks to make sure that when we head into conference, we got our kids setting in the best place possible. This has also kind of been a busy week too because we've got a few surprises. We're not going to tell you what they were. I was going to, but we're just gonna let that fester a little bit, like a little bit of a teaser. But we've got a few things working that hopefully on the next episode we can kind of highlight and talk about. So stay tuned on that on Friday. You'll get an email with our newsletter out there. So be looking for that. That's going to highlight a few more of the PRs and the school records and the season best and the top 5 marks and top 10 marks that we didn't highlight today because there were a lot and we just couldn't go through every single one of them. So I don't know. What else you guys got?
Yeah, if you're not signed up for the newsletter, contact one of us and we'll get you included on that list too. So like I said, we want to get you guys insight into what's going on, what the kids are doing, and we're really excited. I think we are. Mm-hmm. We started it off with a bang, and hopefully the first meet gave our kids even more confidence because it gave us more confidence in where we're at.
Yeah. All right, go Mustangs.